Here's a scenario that I see all the time. You've got the same type of data, could be sales figures, expenses, survey responses, whatever it is. It's stored in separate sheets in the same workbook. And you want one pivot table that summarises all of it. So what do? Well, most people either copy everything and paste it onto a single sheet, or start looking at complicated solutions for data combining, like Power Query. But there's actually a simpler way. In this video, I'll show you how one function, VSTACK, can combine all your sheets into a single range. And from there, building the pivot table takes just a few clicks. Before I start, VSTACK is only available in Excel 365, 2021 and 2024. If you want to follow along, you can download a copy of the practice file from the link in the description below. So here's my data. It relates to sales of ice cream for a small one-person business. There's one sheet per flavour, and every time a new sale comes in, the details are added to the appropriate sheet. The owner of the business has asked me to create a pivot table on the summary sheet so that they can track the overall sales revenue. The first thing I'm going to do is make sure that the data in each sheet is set up as a table, and this will make life easier when new rows are added. Now, I've already created tables for the banana sheet and the cherry sheet. I just need to create one for the toffee sheet. So I'll click into the data, click on Insert Table, check the settings, and click on OK. I will also remove the drop downs. So from the table menu, I'll untick Filter, and I'll just clear the formatting from that table by clicking the drop down arrow at the bottom of the Styles panel and choosing Clear. I'm also going to rename the table. So instead of calling the table Table 3, I'm going to rename it Toffee. The next step is to combine the three tables into a single list that can then be used as the pivot table source. And this is where the VSTACK function comes in. VSTACK lets you combine two or more tables or ranges into a single vertical list. In this example, I not only need to combine the three tables, I also need to include one set of headings. So this is the formula that I'll enter into A1 on the summary sheet. Equals VSTACK, open brackets. Banana, that's the name of one of the tables. So select that from the list, open square bracket, and click on headers from this list, close square bracket. That is how I reference the header row from the table called banana. Although because all the tables have the same headers, I could have used any of them. Below the header row, I want all the rows of data from the banana table. So I put a comma, and then I just type the name of the table. Now what I could have done is I could have added a square bracket and selected data from the list, but there's no need, because by default, when you reference a table name in a formula, it assumes that you want to reference only the data rows from that table. So I'll remove the square bracket, then put a comma, and then enter the names of the other two tables. So let's start with cherry, and select it from the list, and put a comma, and then toffee, and select that from the list. Close the brackets and press enter. So that's the first step, combine all the data. You can see we've got the header row, and then we've got all the data from the banana table, all the data from the table called cherry, and all the data from the table called toffee. I'm going to put the pivot table starting in H1, although I could put it on a separate sheet if I wanted to. So I'll click on H1, click on Insert Pivot Table, and rather than selecting the entire range, which is A1 to E62, what I'll do in that table stroke name box, I'll type A1 and follow it by a hash sign, and then click on OK. I'll explain what that hash sign does shortly. I can then build the pivot table in the normal way. So for this example, I'm going to drag flavour into rows and revenue into values. Now let's say a new sale comes in and it's for toffee. So I'm going to go over to the toffee sheet and fill in the details. So we'll have an order ID, we'll have toffee, we'll have 10, $200, pounds, whatever the currency is, and it cost 100 to make that ice cream. If I jump over to the summary sheet, the new record is automatically added to the bottom of the list. You can see it there on row 63. And that's because the data in the toffee sheet was in a table, so the table automatically expands, and the formula, the VSTACK formula in the summary sheet, referenced the table. So all I have to do now is back in the summary sheet, click on Data, Refresh All, and the pivot table updates. So what was that hash sign all about? If I go back to the pivot table and click Pivot Table Analyze, Change Data Source, you can see that the data source is coming from the summary sheet A1 hash. The VSTACK function is what's known as a dynamic array function, and this is a fairly new concept in Excel. Basically, instead of the function generating a single value as its answer, it generates multiple values. So in the summary sheet, although it looks like we have lots of formulas in columns A to E, there's actually a single formula or function, if you want to be pedantic, which is in A1. That function initially generated 310 values. That's the data that's in A1 to E62. Although the 310 values are stored in A1, Excel can't display multiple values in a single cell. So the additional values extend into the neighbouring cells, and that process of extending into neighbouring cells is called spilling. So A1 to E62 is known as the spill range. When I added new data to the toffee table, because the function is referencing the table, as I said, that data was automatically pulled through to the summary sheet, and the spill range then contained 315 values, and it automatically extended down to row 63. One of the benefits of using dynamic array functions is that you can reference the entire spill range by placing a hash sign after the cell reference that contains the actual dynamic array function. I hope the video helped you out, and if it did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like more Excel tips and tricks, check out my website at theexceltrainer.co.uk. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. But until then, have an excellent day.